Hello folks, hope you're doing well today. It's 20 to 10 on the 15th of June 2020. I did a video a few days ago, 4 days ago, called Is the Spirit of Fear Causing a So-Called Racist War? I mentioned that program, which was very interesting and gives a good impression of how the Spirit of Fear would work, called Penny Dreadful City of Angels. Right now, I'm just going to play briefly a tiny bit of this woman who has 3 parts, or 4 parts, maybe 4 characters, at least 3 characters, if not 4 characters in this program, and she's the one who is like the dark, yet more menacing spirit. And the job of this spirit is to stir the pot, stir the anger, stir the angst, stir the fear, stir the hatred. Stir all the things that make people want to war against each other, make people want to kill each other. Make them react in ways that they wouldn't normally react. There's one part early on where a young Mexican lad is joining the police force, and there's an effort to build a road through their neighborhood circles. The people are peacefully protesting. The police are told to clear the protesters, so they come all sort of aggro attitude. And then this woman turns up. Yeah, she has 4. Yep. There's 4 characters. Her real character, which is like this rubber-clad woman who's able to go amongst the people and whisper. Yeah. And early on, she whispers to a young police officer to start shooting, or to shoot. And then all of a sudden, once that person shoots, everyone starts to shoot. And then she whispers in the ear of this young Mexican police officer's or detective's brother, who then goes on this wild, crazed effort to kill every police officer he possibly can, including his brother's partner, who he's aiming the gun at his brother's partner, so his brother has to shoot him. I mean, that in itself is an incredible situation. His brother's faced with, either his brother's going to shoot his partner, or he's got to shoot his older brother. Ugh, horrible situation. But that's what this woman is pushing. She's pushing it, and pushing it, and pushing it, and pushing it. There's one clip from the most recent episode. I'll play you a tiny bit of it. Through, I think, copyright reasons, you can't play too much, so it'll just be a few seconds of it, but you'll get a gist of, what the situation is in this little tiny bit. So I'll play this bit for you for a sec.
Don't you see, Mateo? Your pure heart, it can save us. Lead us out of poverty. Give us a voice. You were born for this, and this alone.
I don't know what I'm doing.
You give them the words they need so they know what to believe. You give them a taste of power so they know what to want. Give them hope so they'll die for you. And when they lose the will to fight, you make them look inside for strength so their fists come alive like pounding hearts.
And then?
We walk in blood to your throne.
See, and then we walk in blood to your throne. See, this is what the Holy Spirit Sorry. I keep going. This is what the spirit of fear will do. Spirit of fear will go to one side and say, "Oh, that person really doesn't like you." Go to the other side and say, "Oh, you are the hero of this group. You know, you're the one who should be leading it, but you've got to prove yourself. You know, show that you're the man. Go and kill that person over there." Oh, the spirit of fear is a real thing. If the spirit of fear wasn't a real thing, then it wouldn't have been mentioned in the Bible, saying, "I did not give you a spirit of fear." Because we weren't given a spirit of fear, because there is such a thing called a spirit of fear. So there's a spirit of lust and a spirit of epilepsy, a spirit of multi-minds, or whatever that one will be called, like we hear of legion in scripture. And that was a spirit. That was many spirits. So spirits can be destructive, and the spirit of fear, its job is to cause destruction, whether within a person or within a region. Oh, it can destroy nations. Quite easily it can destroy a nation. And at the moment we have this situation, even in the UK, where you had Black Lives Matter protesters going out. There was mainly peaceful, some violence, but mainly peaceful. But because they were then targeting statues and doing all that sort of stuff, you then had, over the last few days, the right wing going out and the Nazis going out and saying, you know, we care about this nation, blah, blah, blah. You know, we care about the statues, we care about the history, you know, we're not going to let people attack it, blah, 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 whatever they were saying. No idea, don't really care, but they're anti. You've got left versus right, or what they say, black versus white. Because, of course, the right wing, white nationalists are white. Their main purpose is white nationalists. Whereas Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. Against White Lives Matter. So at the moment, there hasn't really been any fighting between, but it will happen if these people keep going out protesting and doing the sort of protesting where they've been doing, where they're not thinking clearly. It's like, you know, as people have been saying, yeah, nations have history. Most nations' history isn't going to be smooth and lovely. There's going to be things in their history that they don't like. You know, things that as a nation they've done that weren't good. Yeah, it's all part of growing. It's the same as a human being. If you say to a human being, we're going to take away certain parts of your life because they weren't good, some people would say, yeah, go for it. Yeah, do that. Other people would say, excuse me, that's part of who I am. And as a nation, your history is part of who you are. So when people are demanding you tear down statues that talk about part of your history, because they may have a negative element, then of course you're going to get resistance to that. And most people, whether right wing or not, are resistant to that because that is our history. Yeah, the chap where they pulled down his statue in Bristol, he was a slave trader, but he was also the man who basically built Bristol. Without him, Bristol would never have been the city it was. He was put up as a statue to commemorate that, not the slave trade that he was involved in. But of course, when people see it, and you've got the situations with George Floyd that's happened, they only see the slave trade. Well, that's only part of it. But that's part of the history. That's part of what's made us who we are now. Well, the spirit of fear wants to come in and cause division there. And once it's caused division, it wants to cause greater fear and greater hatred and greater, willingness to go to the extreme to solve a problem, like war. That's why for me, I do this rage against the right wing, rage against the left wing. I do that sort of thing occasionally because it then gets it out of the system. There you go, done. My rage has been released. There you go. I've got it out of my system. I don't want a spirit of fear in because I know what it's going to do. I know that it's going to behave in a way that is contrary to how I should be thinking as a child of God. And it wants me to go down that path. Now, of course, you have realistic fear, which is healthy and good. Some fears are good for you, yes. Some fears are good. They are healthy. Other fears just aren't. They're really, really bad. And we have to understand that being healthily afraid of the reactions to anything we do that could be negative is good. That's good. Thinking if I do this bad thing, the consequences could be that I could, depends upon the bad thing, but a bad thing could be breaking the law. Now, if I break the law in this way, I could be arrested, I could spend time in prison, so I could lose my job, I could lose my family, I could lose A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Those are the consequences. Unless we're afraid of the consequences of actions, we would be quite happy to do those things that were bad because we wouldn't fear the consequences of that. But fearing the consequence is a good thing. So that level of fear is good. That's wisdom. So you get different levels of fear. Some fear is healthy, some fear is not. Just like in food, some fats are healthy, some fats are not. Some fats are really, really bad for the body. Some fats aren't. Some what's it called? Bacteria is good for the body. Some bacteria is bad. And with fear, it's the same. You can get a fear come over you if you're walking down a road and you think, hold it, it's a bit dark down there. I'm not really sure if I want to go down that road. I think I'll go down that one instead. There's a bit more light there. At least I can see if there's anything ahead that I need to be aware of. That's fine. That's wisdom. That's using precaution. Precaution is good. But that's not the spirit of fear. The spirit of fear, as I said in that video, the spirit of fear is one that can make you petrified and could cause you to react in a way that is unnatural too. As I talked about the killing of the other chap. I don't think I ever got his name, and I apologise where that's concerned. I'm not sure even if the video they actually told his name. Not sure. But the police officer who killed him, she reacted probably, can't be certain, but she reacted against her training. She told him to do something. When he did what she told him to do, she shot him. Because what she really told him to do was probably not the best thing. Had she known the circumstances that his gun was already put away, he wasn't brandishing his gun. So telling him to drop his weapon was not a wise move if it's already been put away, because obviously he's now got to take the weapon out, which as soon as he does that, you're now petrified and you're going to react in a way where you're going to shoot. Rather than realize, hold it, I've just told him to do that. How stupid of me to do that. And then when he's pulling the weapon out with two of his fingers safely and securely, but not in a threatening way to you, if you were thinking clearly and not with that petrified fear, she would have just said, okay, can you put the weapon down now, please? She would have realized he's doing just what I asked him to do. There's no need for me to panic because he's only doing what I've just told him to do. Keep the gun on him just in case he tries something. But at the moment, he's not doing anything that's threatening. Just keep talking to him. Help him to do the right thing. No, she was petrified. He was petrified. Both of them had the spirit of fear upon them. Now, as I said in that video, it's not just them. Now, I would say to people, go and watch that TV program. It is fascinating. If you want to see how the spirit of fears works, go and watch that. It's beautiful. Beautifully well done. And the woman who plays it, I mean, that was another thing. I said in a video the other day that, I could see that there were many other beautiful women. Apart from the one that I like, there are many other women who are beautiful. And in that, the main actor or main actress in that is absolutely stunning. Completely, utterly gorgeous. Really, really lovely, beautiful woman. I've forgotten what her name is. I'm having a look now to see if I can find her name. Problem is, there was a program called Penny Dreadful, which was different. Penny Dreadful City of Angels is a completely different program to Penny Dreadful. Natalie Dormer, that's her. Yes. Natalie Dormer is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And as that character, you got this evil woman who is, absolutely beautiful, very, very cute in parts, but evil. It's like, right, okay. So, watch it, I said the program is called Penny Dreadful City of Angels. I'm not sure if it's on. Good question. I don't know. It's on Showtime, but I'm not sure if it's on any other channel. It may very well be. Good question. I don't know what it's on, but have a look for it. See if you can find it. You might be able to find it on those streaming channels. But it's worth a watch. As I say, if you want to see how the spirit of fear will work, that's a very good example. Because, as I say, with the Natalie Dormer character, she plays three different main characters plus the real character of Penny Dreadful. And all these different characters are working their little ways on these different people, and they're all key parts to her plan of causing utter chaos, which would lead to deaths. Like that one clip I just played. There'd be a river of blood to your throne. I think that's what she's something like. Go back and listen to it anyway. That's the whole point. And the spirit of fear comes from the devil. It doesn't come from God. And the devil's whole desire is to take you away from God. And that's the thing. When people are that much in fear, they go for the devil's answers, not God's answer. They don't go for God. They don't go for forgiveness and forbearance. And for love, they go for revenge. They go for anger and wrath and killing, which is all the devil's way, not God's way. So with the devil's fear, you get the devil's results will come from that. His games will be played out. And you can see in all over the place that's happening. I mean, in America at the moment, I mean, you could say the police have been naughty in some of the protests, the way they've dealt with it. They have, yeah. But at the moment, it seems to be that most of the police are being perfectly reasonable with all of that. So, yeah. For now. We'll see what happens. Yeah, time will tell with that whole situation. What exactly is going to happen, I don't know. But this video isn't really speaking about the spirit of fear and the race war. That was the previous one. This video is really saying, go and watch that program, Penny Dreadful. It gives you an idea about how the spirit of fear will work. How it says the things to you that cause that dread and that fear and that anger and that, all the stuff that the devil wants you to feel. Brilliant, absolutely superb. As a TV program, it's very clever the way they do it. Because the original Penny Dreadful was completely different. The original Penny Dreadful was, if I can... Good point. The original Penny Dreadful had in it... well, it had one bloke who was the... one bloke who was a werewolf. He had the Penny Dreadful. It also had... Which... I mean, who... Weirdly, I'm not actually seeing anything in here. What year was this one done? Sorry, I'm looking up here on Wiki. Wiki has got Penny Dreadful up here, 2014, but is that the one? Could very well be. I'm trying to see, because on the cast... Yeah, here we go. So we've got Reevy... Oh, Dorian Gray was another one of the characters in that one. Where does it say who played her, though? So Billy Piper played Lily Frankenstein. Okay. There's a creature, Eva Green, Vanessa Ives, Timothy Dalton, there's Malcolm Murray. Okay, I don't see who was playing Penny Dreadful then in that. But yeah, that was, I think, 2014, that said. But yeah, it's a completely different program indeed. Anyway, that'll do for now. That was just me talking about that program and the video I did the other day and how it's well worth a watch. I'll go and watch it. It is a good little program to watch. So there you go. You take care. God bless. And I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.